ACEF 2018.
About building brands via digital. Now, I'm sure we all understand about how digital and the internet has had a very, very profound effect on our life, on all of our lives. But I put up this picture over here, which I found on Instagram, and I thought it was such an interesting picture. This guy is a Russian 20-something. He's very, very young. And all he does is to do these, he takes these daredevil extreme selfies by standing on buildings. He's very precariously balanced many times on one leg, and he's holding on to the edge of a window or to a little, parapet with one hand, and with the other hand, he's holding a selfie stick, and he's clicking a picture of his, which he puts up on Instagram, and that's all that he does for a livelihood. And what does he do this for? He does this for 1,300 likes on Instagram. Can you imagine the profound effect that digital has had on our lives and on the youth? The reason why I'm telling you this is because it is indeed really profound what digital has done to us. Now, over here I have some very interesting statistics. This is something that I found online. You know, apparently, the youth of the world, on an average, take more than 25,700 selfies in a lifetime, which is huge. So if you were to narrow this down to the age at which they would actually be taking selfies, the math works out to be about 3 selfies every day of their living clickable life, which is a lot of selfies which are being clicked. And this is the average for boys and girls put together. Now, if you were to take only the girls out of this, you know, that number would be much, much, much higher. So apparently, as per this same study, girls between 16 and 25 spend more than 5 hours a week clicking selfies. That's a lot of productive time spent clicking selfies. And look at the number of selfies that are uploaded every day on the internet globally is more than 93 million. Can you imagine? For the population of this world, 93 million selfies being uploaded on social media every day. It's really worse than an obsession. It feels like an epidemic that needs some sort of a cure, you know? And that's the kind of psychology we're dealing with. Just the psychology of the selfie era itself, I feel, demands some sort of, psychological help. But it's a huge, it's a fundamental shift in attitude and behavior which we as marketers are grappling with and trying to understand the psyche behind it and trying to leverage it for our own purposes. So when you look at the statistics again, apparently, India being the youngest country in the world, we click the highest number of selfies. We also see the highest number of selfie deaths, which is a very sobering statistic, isn't it? And what's even sadder is that most of these deaths, 70% of these deaths are actually of youth that's under the age of 24. So I just wanted to put this up again to just re-emphasize the point that times have really changed. The other thing I wanted to tell you was that all of this selfie obsession is not, it's not relegated to urban alone. It is surprisingly equally rural. In fact, I'll show you later, more of the growth is expected to come from rural than from urban. So this is a picture of a coolie. He's sitting on the steps of a train. And what's interesting about this picture is that this coolie, who earns less than 500 rupees a day, is talking into his phone. He has a smartphone. He can't read and he can't write. But he is using this phone for everything that he might need. So he's talking into the phone and he gets train schedules. He's listening to all his favorite Bollywood songs. He's even downloading, the latest movies, all by talking into the phone. It just tells you that voice enabled on Google has allowed access to information, has allowed access to entertainment to so many in our country who are today still illiterate and who today can't still read and write. So yes, times are changing, times have changed, and both the present and the future is digital. And if you look at the statistics again, which is really staggering statistics, if you see, according to Internet and Mobile Association of India, this was a study done by Internet and Mobile Association of India, Internet users in India have already reached 500 million, which is a huge statistic. Not just that, according to CXO today, over 50% of the global Internet users are from India. So they are, it's not, they will not be, it's not about the future, but they are from India, which tells you how large India, a market itself, is. Also, again, some interesting statistics I got. By 2020, this is as per a study that's been done by BCG and Google put together, by 2020, 40% of the FMCG consumption is likely to be influenced by digital. And this is a very, very staggering number for marketers like us who are still predominantly spending on TV and who are still struggling to understand the digital medium, who are still thinking only in English while the entire country is actually vernacular. There is a very, very small percentage of us who think and write in English. Again, with 400 million users, India's internet population will actually beat US. Isn't that amazing? We will actually beat US to be the second largest in the world. Not just that, our internet population is apparently greater than the G7 countries' population. So I Googled the G7 countries, and they're not that small. So the G7 countries are US and Canada. In Europe, there's Italy, Germany, France, and UK, and Japan. So there was Russia, but Russia has been ousted out. But even these G7 countries put together are still smaller than our internet population, which is, again, a really, really large number. And lastly, rural internet users is where the growth is going to come from. And how is that? That's because of the booming growth of voice and vernacular. So rural is the big one to watch out for. In fact, a lot of India, if you were to look at the shaded map of India by what's media dark, we find that the most populated parts of our country, which is essentially the cow belt, is all media dark, which means that there is very little or no electricity there. And if there is no electricity there, then how do you talk to that very large market? You talk to them via the mobile, because they all have mobiles. Which means if we don't understand the mobile medium and we're not able to think vernacular and give them what they would require in their language at a time that's most relevant to them, then we are not talking to the largest market that exists in India. Now, while times have changed, what's important is that the CMO mandate has still remained the same. The CMO mandate is still to build real connections with people. The CMO mandate is still to build trustworthy relationships. And how do you build trust is a very, very critical question. So the speaker before me, he was talking about insurance, and he mentioned about how people talk to other people before buying insurance. It's exactly what the numbers say as well. 84% consumers don't believe an ad as much as they believe what their friends and relatives and other trusted sources are telling them to buy. It is word of mouth that has the ability to change usage and behavior, and less so an advertisement, which means we as marketers, fundamentally we have to change the way we think and market. A perfect ad should actually feel like content. A perfect ad should not feel like an advertisement at all, because the moment we dish out an advertisement that says, buy me, buy me, buy me, nobody wants to actually buy you. You have to make it feel like you are having a conversation with her in a way that's most relevant to her, at a time that's most relevant to her, to be able to change behavior and to be able to influence attitude. Not surprisingly, the numbers are actually very, very close. This is really strange. But in another study, now this is a US-based study, and I don't know what the numbers in India might be like, but irrespective, it is quite strange that 83% of the CMOs claim that it is social shareability that is most important to them. It is not the amount of traffic that they drive on their website. It is not the number of clicks. It is not the number of fans, but shareability. And why shareability? Because shareability, which is positive word of mouth, is what has the power to change thinking. And how do you get shareability is the big question that everyone's asking. How do I make something go viral? It seems like magic, but there are some very simple rules. And while the intent for digital advertising remains the same as that of traditional advertising, the way to getting there is a little different. So one of the important things for digital advertising that one must remember is what is short-coded as the 4 V's. So there's voice, vernacular, views, and video. And why are each one of these really, really important? So I'll talk to you about these, not in as much detail about each, but let's start with video. Why is video important? Because most of India can't read, but we can all see. We can all understand an AV medium. So video is really booming. In the last 18 months, YouTube, the number of users on YouTube has actually grown 2x. Which in itself is a very, very telling statistic. So YouTube claims to have 240 million users. Quite coincidentally, even Facebook claims to have exactly the same number of monthly active users, which is 240 million. Now, what's also interesting is that 65% of this user base is between 18 and 34 years old. And that's exactly the captive market that all marketers are looking at, given that India is the youngest country, and 2/3 of our population is under the age of 35. This is the most critical consumer segment that all marketers are looking to reach, and they're all watching video. Now, here are some stats again on video, which I found in a Forbes study in 2017, which I thought were very, very interesting. You can just look at all of them, but for example, 90% of the users say that product videos are helpful in the product decision. What's also interesting is that an interesting video is most likely shared, and 92% of mobile video consumers actually share videos. So if you have a video, it is more likely to be shared than a text or an image. A text is virtually waste. An image does the job better, but what does the job best is video. And that's where you have the highest chances of it being shared.